Welcome to Speak English with Ed and video number 2 of a 3-part set of videos where we're taking a look at introducing yourself, making self-introductions. Hi there, I'm Ed Anguish from Speak English with Ed, where we give tips, tricks, help and information to ESOL speakers who are trying to pass a SELT examination test to satisfy the requirements of UKVI. Today we're continuing with video number 2, taking things to the next level. So let's jump straight in. So, in the first video, we looked at basic introductions. We saw that we need introductions, or we asked why do we need introductions, and that was we need introductions so we can tell the person who we're speaking to who they are listening to. So they want to know who we are. If they don't already know, they want to know who we are, and that's why we do introductions. Now, we saw that an introduction from Maria, and Maria, she gave a welcome, which was hello, and she told us her name, she told us where she comes from, and she told us her age. This was Maria's introduction. Okay, so now we're going to take it to the next level, and we're just going to have a look at another version of a basic introduction. So here we've got Peter, and you can see here is his introduction. Let's listen to what he says.
Hi, I am Peter. I am from a small town in California.
So this is Peter's introduction, and if you saw Maria's introduction, if you haven't seen that already, there's a link at the top of the page. Watch that one first, because it'll give you the basic groundings of a basic introduction. And if you haven't seen it, if you have seen it, you'll see that Peter's introduction is totally different. It's a more casual introduction for Peter. He's talking more as though he's talking to friends, because he's using hi. He's not using a welcome, a formal type of welcome, such as hello, or good morning, good afternoon, good evening. These are for when you're speaking to in a more formal way, like say to your child's head teacher, if you're going for an interview for a job, if you're going for an interview with your bank manager. These are times when you say hello, when you say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time of day. But you use hi when you're speaking in a more casual way to people who are friends. Now, in this instance, Peter is speaking to you and me, to us, and we don't know Peter. But I want you to assume, put yourself in a position here where Peter is, say, a photographer, and he sells photography training courses, and Peter has gone to a location where he's meeting a group of people who want to learn what Peter has to teach. So they've already been on his website, they've already registered and paid for his course, so they know and understand a fair bit about Peter. They understand what Peter can teach, and they know him without knowing him, if you know what I mean. So Peter's speaking to these people as friends. That's why he's saying, hi, I am Peter. Right, so what I want you to do now is take your notebook and write down these introductions, these different introductions, so that you can get used to saying them. Write down, hi, I am, and then put your name. And then write down, hello, I am, and put your name. Right? These are two I am type interviews. And then write them in a different way. Write, "Hi, my name is," and put your name. These are all valid introductions. And then write, "Hello, my name is." And then do the same with good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Write all these down in your book, and that way you can go back to them and check them out and redo them, re-say them, say them every day until you can say them just off the top of your hat. So this is Peter's introduction. So now we're going to go up a level. We're going to start asking questions. There's a young man here. I want you to listen to what he says and see if you can see the difference. See what the difference is between this introduction and Peter's introduction that we've just heard. Have a listen.
Hey, my name is Pedro. I'm from Mexico. What is your name?
Okay, did you notice the difference there? The difference is there was a question at the end of the introduction. He gave a question. He asked, "What is your name?" So he's asking you a question. He's putting the ball into your court now. It's your turn to answer this question. So the ball has gone completely. It's up to you to tell him now. He's making this into a conversation. It's going two ways. A conversation goes two ways, backwards and forwards, between you and somebody else. And this is what Pedro here has done. He's put the ball in your court so that you can answer back. So, can you remember what Pedro said? I'm going to test your listening skills here, see how good you were at listening. So, did Pedro say A, "Hello, I'm Pedro, and I come from Mexico. What's your name?" Or did he say B, "Hi, what's your name? I'm Pedro." Did he say C, "Hey, my name is Pedro. I'm from Mexico. What is your name?" Or did he say D, "Hi, I'm Pedro. Where are you from?" Okay, so these were the introductions. Which one did he say? Can you remember? Let's have a look.
Hey, my name is Pedro. I'm from Mexico. What is your name?
Yep, he said C. If you said C, you got that one right. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just have a look at the structure of asking a question to start a conversation. Right, so conversation requires two people, usually, at least two people. You can have more, but you require two people. So when you start an introduction, number one, first person number one says, "Hello, my name's Mary, how are you?" So here we've got a greeting. Mary said her greeting was hello, and then she told us her name, right? And then she asked a question, "How are you?" Now this puts the ball into your court the same way that Pedro did. She's asked a question, "How are you?" which is a common question, a common way to start an introduction. And then it's up to David now. So he's going to say, "Hello, I'm David." So he's returning the welcome and he's saying hello. And he's telling her who he is. So he's introducing himself as well. And he's answering the question by saying, "Oh, I'm fine, thanks." So he says, "Hello, I'm David. I'm fine, thanks." But David has got the opportunity now to put that same question back to Mary. so that he can put the ball back into her court and continue the conversation. So David can now say, "And you?" So his whole statement there would be, "Hello, I'm David. I'm fine, thanks. And you?" So he's asking Mary how she is. She's returned the compliment of asking, inquiring how she is. So now David has got the ball back into Mary's court, speaker number one, and it's her turn now to come up with an answer. So she's going to say, "Oh, I'm fine too, thank you." Or she's going to say, "Oh, I'm not so good, I've got a bit of a headache." Or she's going to say, "Oh, I'm very busy." There's lots of things that she can say. And then she's going to develop this conversation by making a statement and then asking David another question. So this is how the conversation grows from your initial introduction. So now the only thing left to do is to make your introduction the start of your conversation. This is where your conversation will grow. So in the next video we're going to be looking at negatives, saying no in an introduction. So if you haven't already signed up, then click the subscribe button just down here and ring the bell to make sure that you get notified when we release new videos. That way you will be one of the first to know when the third video comes out, the next one comes out. There will be a link below this video to a worksheet where you can work through these conversations. So until the next time, this is Ed Anguish from Speak English with Ed saying stay safe and practice, practice, practice. Look after yourself. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.